The engine is still stopped.
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
What's up, guys?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What's Going Down. I am Ed Odell.
And I'm Ryan Jones.
Right here on the R.I.F.T Nation Network. Boy, do we have an interesting show for you today.
A lot of stuff has happened since the last time we chatted, I would say. Some stuff went down. It went down.
Some of it came up.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say. Some of it has reapproached because of new situations that have taken place or continue to take place. Absolutely. If you haven't already, go get your coffee, go get your tea, whatever your beverage might be, and have a chat and sit down with us today. I was trying to find a way to roam it, but it just wasn't happening. So, our main focus today, and we're going to be really looking hard at UFOlogy. We're going to be looking at our own government. Oh, no. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at issues and even at different things like, the DOD, DOF, and the program known as NASA. We're going to be looking at all that.
What is up, Irene?
Hello, and well, for us, good morning, Japan.
Yes.
I think.
What time is it over there, I wonder?
She told us once before, and I don't really remember. Are you a day ahead of us? I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm not I've been trying to get a hold of you too. Oh,
Well, we're here.
why? How have
Yeah.
you been doing it, Irene?
Because I haven't been getting any messages.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think I'll go back and look, Irene, but I don't see where I've gotten any messages either. But yeah, okay, sounds good. We will definitely touch base with you. It's midnight. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so
Wow. Okay.
12 hours. 12, 13. All right, cool. It's hot here.
Yeah, it's hot here too.
Hot in Japan.
Maybe 96 here in Richmond, and I'm hating it.
It's going to be a stifling temperature today, but this is supposed to be the highest temperature here in Virginia, right?
I think so.
Well, we'll send you two. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, it's interesting we're talking about our state and Virginia, because Virginia is a militarized state and a state of technology, with many launch pads, connections to NASA, and of course, you can't go but so far in this state without running into something of DoD. That's just the way it is. We're proud to have the NASA program that's up in Assateague, Virginia. Many multiple launches that take place there. So with that being said, today's show is going to get a little touchy. Just a little. Good morning,
You
Michelle.
would never do something like that here on the What's Going Down.
Yeah.
Let's be touchy. Come on.
No,
Surely you jest.
my goodness. Like, we're just the peas in the big pot.
Yeah, we go along with the flow. We
That's right.
you don't cause any trouble.
Oh, Irene says we have UFOs in Japan and technology from UFOs here. Oh, you know what? I think it's all over the world now. I don't think there's any major power doesn't have some kind of form of technology now. And I'm glad you brought that up and we're kickstarting it. Oh, but don't forget, now Michelle said hello, Ryan. So
Hey, sorry. There you go, Michelle.
bring up the lady. So with that, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Ryan. What have you come across so far, or did you just want to jump into some of the videos?
Well, I've got a Fox News video here. If you want to go straight into videos,
Yeah, that way it'll help the listeners and thereof see what we dealt with, what we're delving into, what we found, and general conversation. I think it's great.
It's interesting when you talk about like aliens and stuff like that. That was on the fringe for so long. Hearing people like Fox News talk about it when it was usually just online stuff or fringe news talking about alien life, and it's really interesting to see it become more of a mainstream topic.
You know what? Before we go any further, that's a good point. What do you think made it go mainstream? What is there a TV show? Is there something that actually kind of made it go?
Well, I think the fact the whole UFO dump put it into the mainstream like zeitgeist, I guess.
Okay.
I think throughout the years it was becoming more and more accepted. If you were like back when I was in high school, if you watched X-Files or something like that, or watched Star Trek, you were kind of put into a group,
you were in a
so to speak.
Dorks.
And so
and they're coming to us for questions now. I love it. Yeah,
exactly. Nowadays it's become cool to talk about aliens and Bigfoot and ghosts and all that stuff, where before it wasn't. It was kind of put into like I won't say ostracized, but you're put into a different group, and you are thought to be a certain kind of person if you talked about aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not so much that anymore.
Right.
And then after the files came out, I think people. I don't think it had as big of a like mind blowing effect, like, oh my God, aliens are real, that people thought it was going to have. 'Cause I don't think my life changed that much after the alien dump. And I don't know if it's because I always believed they're real in the first place,
Yeah.
you know, but it's like, okay, I don't know, maybe people need to see more stuff, or maybe it's just because, people have a thing about Trump. What is that
What's what?
on your face? Ooh, what's what?
Oh, you gave me the reaction I was hoping. That was classic, dude. There you go.
My Shinto shrine was made by aliens, and my ancestors created Shintoism came from aliens. We need to have Irene on the show.
We
Holy
do.
crap.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to
But-
put that right here on my forehead.
It's like a skull or something.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Got to project
I
this.
don't know. What do you think? Do you think life has changed that much since the files came out? Or do you think they need more definitive proof, or are we ever going to get the proof that people need?
Oh, you're going right forward, aren't you? You're not going to stop on that one. First, to answer the first part of it is, I think that Ancient Aliens has a huge part of our society right now on an influential. More people were getting into documentaries and discoveries back in the 90s, way before the 80s. I think when 96 on up happened, a lot of these documentaries, people were starting to find that they want to know the truth. And who's going to give it to you? Well, these documentaries. And then here they go, creating the ancient aliens. And it just blew the lid off everything. Gave us all something to go, I told you so.
And plus, the fact that we can share ideas like we're doing right now on podcasts and through social media, where the people who were into aliens and cryptids and ghosts didn't feel so isolated.
Right.
And they could put their stuff online, and then more people who weren't into it before can find their pages and come together. And of course, we have Ghost Hunters came out, and Ancient Aliens, Finding Bigfoot. It was on TV. It wasn't just something that you like rented Star Trek or something.
Yeah.
It was actually available, readily available for people to get a hold of and understand more, and then bring more interest into those groups.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Irene, you're right. We need more information, and are people ready to know more about aliens? Well, that's the study that supposedly has been done, that for the mass, we're not ready as a society for that kind of thing, because people don't know how to control themselves on the larger scale. Any opportunity, for whatever reason, given to the mass, those who can buck the system, they will utilize that to create an issue. If you don't, okay, my point. Listen to this. Maybe this will make more sense. Because we see a flying saucer over top of the city, there'll be a group of people who think they need to go running around the streets, acting like prehistoric humans, and breaking into and burning businesses down.
Yeah, people will look for an excuse to riot. And get free stuff.
It's proven in
Happens
2019.
every time.
Yeah, I really think 2019 that was a test for that. I swear to you. So you have that, and then you have misinformation, where they're changing the information to make it seem worse than it is. Okay, I actually have a video of one of them, Luanganzo, who he was trained to give misinformation. He was trained right here in Virginia, right out in oh my goodness, Culpeper, Virginia. Whew. A place called The Farm. It's right down 17. So for these people who are trained in misinformation and misdirection, that's going to change how we perceive things too. Now, is it Project Blue Beam? We don't know. We don't know. Are these things possible and real? Yes. Are aliens real? Yes. Now, get a definition of alien too. That's the other thing. Some people will call it extraterrestrial, right? Well, most people will say that they're aliens from space. Now, what if they're internal? So that put them interterrestrial, right? Which I think we're dealing a lot with in the paranormal at this moment. It's not extra; it's internal. So this technology that people are saying they're getting possibly come from right here on Earth. I don't think it's from outer space. Do we have a space fleet? I think we've had a space fleet. Um, I feel like we've been so misdirected since 1930s. I hate to say it, but maybe even World War II was just to keep our attention away from what's going on. I don't know. I don't know. I just know a lot of shit took place during World War II to lead us to where we are right now.
There was a big jump in technology between in that time era.
Yeah.
We went from like maybe telegraph, to like
Radar.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And it's you talk about the government, and it's tough because I don't believe anything the government says, and there's so much information out there. It's hard to decipher what's real and what's not.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot of information to disinform you. Oh, that was well said. I've got to give myself the wand on that one. So when we look at these situations, we have to understand you've got to put the pieces of the puzzle together to understand. Now, that also comes along with people who have experienced it or in it or have been in it or had relatives or whatever in it. Well, who are you going to believe? Well, I'm going to believe in the big fish. Okay, if that makes any sense to anybody, the big fish is the big catfish that's out there trying to be. You're trying to catch that monster catfish, and when you do, you let it go because the myth turns into realization.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's kind of like with like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, all those songs. It's like after it's caught, or there's tangible proof, or real, like right there proof.
Yeah,
it doesn't become legend anymore. It just becomes an animal. If once we
Yes.
realize aliens are real, they're not this out of reach thing. They're just a part of our everyday lives. It becomes just part. Okay, aliens are there.
Yeah.
And it took like people like us. It was like, okay, we kind of gradually got into that mind frame.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't born thinking aliens were real, but through time, I became aware. I'm like, okay, I believe in it because of all the stuff. If we all of a sudden have a dump, and everyone is like all of a sudden told that aliens are real, I can see why that would be like a shock to the system, and it would cause people to. I mean, I don't agree with what they would do, but they would. Some people might look at it as an excuse to do bad things.
Agreed. Well said, and I agree. Um, and I'm going to bring it up like this. I'm going to read these out and then get back to because I got that. I got a little bit of an answer to that. Irene says, I know all. Sorry. I know, but I am bound by secrecy and I can't tell anyone what is the next step. And there you go. She also says, look at the devil's triangle and portals in and out of the realm. Exactly. Exactly. Very valid points. She says the government will tell you that the planet is flat. Yeah, right? Yeah, without a doubt. And then the scientists say that the Godzilla did exist and they went back to the volcano here. Okay. You know what? The things I didn't think existed when I was a kid exist. And now how do you go about accepting that? You're just like, wow. And I'm just using that as a good point. It's a Godzilla, you know, myth,
Dragons,
yeah,
you
dragon,
know.
dinosaurs, T Rexes. Now they're saying T Rex's little arms. If you look at the arms, they're set for wings. They're not set for arms. So is that your dragon right there?
Flying T-Rex. That'd be fun to see.
Yeah. Well,
That'd
what
be
is a
scary.
flying T Rex? It's a dragon. That's all a flying
Yeah.
T Rex would be. So just
You
saying.
can start talking about different planes. I mean, I talk to people like, they're like, oh, I fought trolls and goblins and all these leprechauns, and are they all the same plane, or are they different planes of existence? How many planes are there?
Valid point. It's just like the paranormal. We don't know anything. We don't know. We don't know how many planes there are. We don't know what we're dealing with. Perfect example, and you walked me right into it. Perfect example is what I have been doing, the 3-part series on the Orion effect. If you didn't see it, go back and check it out. Look on what I'm telling you. We'll look at what we're talking about. 3 different televised shows shut down. Scientists walking away. Others makes me wonder, are they really walking away, or are they just told to shut your mouth? We got
Yeah.
that. We've got Skinwalker Ranch, and everything now about Skinwalker Ranch. You see now the owner, they're not really discrediting him, but they're showing how burnt out he is and how his life has been. But that's no different than the existing owner of Skinwalker Ranch. So it looks like they're repeating a cycle, the 2 individuals of Skinwalker Ranch. Now, Travis did walk away. Supposedly that's been confirmed. Travis walked away from Skinwalker Ranch and wants nothing to do with it. Now, you have that, but then you have 15 miles down the road, you have it's a Bradshaw Ranch, I think. They have so many names for that place. So that's starting to pick up. But then you turn around, you get Destination X shut down, FBI. You get Mountain Monsters shut down, CIA. Why were they shut down? And then now these people won't even talk about what existed, what happened during these shows. I mean, we get that with Destination X a lot, because they did 3 different locations and had this example of some kind of foreign energy that, in representation through thermal, looked like Bigfoot. But you can't see it. It's doing that whole cloaking predator thing. So it is an interesting point. Now, going back to the original part is, yes, I believe that everything has an origin and majority of it is true. I believe in internal and external aliens. You name it, just because, of what I know, what my father told me. So I can't deny that. All these secret things that just came out in the last 5 years, I already knew about like 20 years ago, because my father told me all about it. Like Mount MF Hayes, knew about that. I'm not going to say, I just had to use a hacklefish terminology there. And by the way, Fear the Crab Cat.
Fear the Crab Cat.
Yes, right. There's a proven known base that is under Anchorage, Alaska. It's several levels down below. It's OSI, which is now, I guess CIA would be controlling it, but there still is OSI though. Operations of special OSI is Operations of Special Investigations. So It's such a wide world, but what we're getting ready to walk into here in just a second makes you wonder why. Why are these happening? All right, so Bush's Ranch has alien activity. Bush's Ranch. Okay, there you go. So, in saying that, I wanted to talk about what's taking place, and it's not just the scientists. Okay, we're gonna get into that in just a second because Ryan does have his short. I've got my shorts, and we're gonna play them, and then we'll discuss that after the fact. But just know that our world governments don't always have us in the best interests in mind. Just saying.
Yeah. This is true. Hang on. It's a little. I'm playing like 4 minutes of the video. It's an 8-minute video, so I'm just gonna.
I'll play the video because all I'm going to do is follow it up with a few, hits.
All right.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. It's got to be a record. The War Department says more files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside? Shocking.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human intelligence that's visiting the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 separate types. Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talk to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails, like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming, and there are a lot of believers in Congress.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the file.
She said opinion, but I've observed these things, but it is my opinion. See, there's that double talking right there.
Yeah. Kind of like I'm gonna cover my butt right here.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, these are talk. This isn't like News Nation or this is like Fox News putting it out that there are insectoids and lizard people out, that have been discovered.
Okay, so here's the thing: discovered. Good word, great word, actually. They didn't say they were from outer space. They just gave you 4 types of supposed living bodies, right?
Yeah.
Remember that. Keep that in thought, you guys, when you hear that. Insectoids, the lizards. And you know what? I think what also has driven this, and, dear forbid us Generation Xers, we got hit by the television show V. Psychologically, you never know. If you had too much acid and you're out there, maybe somebody's turning into a lizard guy because of the TV show you saw 30 years ago. I'm just saying. It makes you got to think about the psychological factor, not just the physical factor, especially when it comes to our government.
People who think
go ahead.
If you have these like shows like Ancient Aliens or V or Star Trek, even Star Wars, Doctor Who, these are ways of like getting people to be, I guess, more used to the idea of aliens, kind of psychologically. Maybe they would not be so shocked to know they're aliens because of what the government's trying to do.
Here's the downfall of that: we are human. Look what we've done to our own people. We've enslaved our own people. We have tortured our own people. We have brutalized our own people. We have disrespected our own people. So, with that, what do you think is going to happen if there's another race that comes? They're going to be.
I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just saying,
Yeah, no. It does make you think about. Wasn't there a movie back in the '90s, or was it the early 2000s? It was Sector 8 or Sector 7, something about these aliens that came to Earth, and they're actually living on Earth, but it looks like where the aliens are existing, they're in a gated community that looks like it looks like a rundown trash place. But they can't go outside of this fence. Da 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 da. You think if it's an alien race, they're going to accept the fact that they're getting wrangled up like zoo animals? No.
No.
The fact is, look what we did to our own people of different color. That's enough said right there. You unfortunately will have this far right wing and far left wings.
I don't think aliens would even have to try to like become part of our society. It's not like they're trying to come and live with us. I mean, I don't think they're going to try to come. And if they come down and say you find out the aliens are real, they can come down and then they can leave.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they've done for thousands of years. They've come down for the Earth advancement and leave. Now, are they taking people? I don't know. Could be possible. Maybe they feed on our glands. I don't know. That's the sad part. We don't know that. That's us putting and perpetrating our ideas on what could be and couldn't. An invasion, I'm going to say it like this. What? They've been coming here for thousands of years. Thousands of years.
It would have happened already.
It would, yeah, especially when we couldn't defend ourselves.
We can't defend ourselves now compared to what they have probably.
Right. Now that we are aware of. Again, there's that misconception because that railgun that was on that ship in Transformers, that was around like 8 years prior to that existence, and that wasn't even supposed to be let out. That gun was being worked on at Dahlgren, Virginia, that special operations base. So, could there be lasers? Could be. We don't know. That's the thing. And I like what she said, covering up. And yeah, I know our government's worse than y'all's. Trust me, Irene. But don't think the government won't cover up to protect their butts so we have an advancement. And that's something else somebody asked me like last week is, do I think that we are advanced as we say we are? I'm like, we're 4 times as more advanced in the military zone, government zone, than we are in a civilian zone. That's how they keep a control on us. That's how they feel that they dictate our control and how we accept things.
Need the dog very bad.
No, you're fine. So, in the long scheme of things, we don't know where, when, and how it's taking place. Something's happening, and it's happening relatively quick right now, between the last 5-10 years. So, that's the scary part.
And there are people who will look at what was released and they won't believe it just because it came from Trump, or they won't believe it because it's AI, or and people won't believe anything unless they see it with their eyes. And then they probably won't believe it either. They'll probably be, it's gas or some shit like that.
Yeah, true.
There's
that plot of misconception again. That's the scary part. That is the scary part. Why misconceive? Well, I mean, that's the art of war. First written book. That's crazy to think about, but it's true. We can reach that far back. So, Is there more to this one, or we want to go ahead and?
Yeah, go ahead with one of yours. I think basically just talking about the different alien, well, different. Just want to show the different types of aliens that they were talking about.
Well, I think the other thing, and I love your point, is that actual public access television shows or news are admitting to the fact. So you know something's getting close when they put it out there. Just saying, you know it. So check this out. This came out, and I had to it because I really don't like this dude whatsoever, but I found it really interesting, so I wanted to bring it up.
Dr. Phil.
This is one of those stories where your first reaction is likely to be, Dr. Phil, have you been in the cave too long? I'm telling you, it's just suspicious. Well, welcome back to today's real story. This is one of those stories where your first reaction is likely to be, okay, Dr. Phil, we listened to you talk about unexplained aerial phenomena or UFOs the other day, and now you're talking about something else that sounds like maybe another wild conspiracy theory. So have you been in the cave too long? Are you starting to get on the conspiracy side of things? And I'll let you decide. When I talk about the real story, clearly it's the real story from my point of view. It's the alternative to what the legacy media is telling you. But I want to remind you that when you hear me talking to you, I'm wanting to have a conversation. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to get you to believe anything. I'm just wanting to have a conversation and tell you what they being legacy media, they being mainstream information outlets, are either telling you or omitting from you. And I invite you to fact check everything that I talk about here. Don't take me at face value. I don't want you to. I want you to fact check me. And if I say something wrong, and I'm sure that I will, then tell me about it. And I'll acknowledge it on air, because I want this to be the one place that you can come and know you're going to get an unvarnished version of the facts. No spin, just absolute, straight up facts. So the story I'm going to talk about today is one of those where you're going to say this must be some wild conspiracy theory. But here's the reality, and these are facts. These aren't things that are made up. And again, fact check me. At least 11 scientists and government-linked researchers have either gone missing or turned up dead. What do they have in common? Is there anything that ties them together? Well, the answer is maybe. Many of them were tied to some of the most sensitive areas of the U.S. government and nuclear research, aerospace.
So I wanted to definitely bring that into play, because here we are. We have possibly the one human that would be totally against any possibility of other intelligent life out there in the universe, and would look at somebody and go, well, you are crazy. You are crazy for thinking this. What kind of help can we get? But we turn around and we see he actually believes in it. He's giving access to going, yeah, well, maybe I do believe in aliens, and I do see this, what could be a conspiracy idea, but let me put this out there. I think that's really interesting. That's why I wanted to play that clip right there for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, there's so much stuff out there, you have to at least like really take a long look at it and be like, okay, is this possible, and not be dismissive about it.
Right. Yeah.
I
like what Elaine just said there. He was like, we have been using lasers before America, and scientists have created a new colon here. Was it colon? Is that what he said? Yeah, colon here. And now a heart is being created. Oh, I did hear about that. Man-made invisible sheets has been created by a Tokyo University. Okay, so 3 things. She's exactly right. The sheets are a reflective type of material that reflects anything that hits it and shoots it back out. So it seems that the individual. Okay, good point, Irene. Now I get it. So I just had a pre-blast. So yes, lasers before us. Yes. Now that's interesting. A new colon. Now to me, I find that intriguing. But I have heard on multiple levels of the invisible sheet. I've seen it work. You can get one off Temu. Temu. But so we turn now, and it's, how long has this been in existence? How long has certain military been using that technology? Great call, Irene. Great one on that one. That could lead up to some of the other issues. Like Dogman and Bigfoot are now predators, and you keep naming it. Well, that was interesting.
Well, that was.
I have no idea. Oh, yes,
You were saying too much.
Yeah. My paper towel rack just fell down. Son of a bitch. All right, so. All right, so when you get to these situations, we talk about the creatures. Go look at those stories yourself. Go check out Skinwalker Ranch. Go check out Expedition X, Mountain Monsters. They're all experiencing the same kind of phenomena. So it's interesting. That's where I bring this up to. So misleading, absolutely. Let me Ryan, let's go into this one real quick here. Let's drop a couple in here so people know what we're talking about.
Trump said the deaths and disappearances of scientists might be random, but after weeks of tabloid reports and internet speculation, the White House said the administration is working with relevant agencies to see if there is any relation between the cases. The government cited concerns about the scientists' connection to research, some of it potentially classified. While there are at least 10 cases that may be relevant to the investigation, the cases themselves reveal inconsistent ties to scientific research and widely varying topics of study. It begins with a case in 2023, the death of Michael David Hicks, whose daughter told CNN he had been struggling with medical issues and that she didn't, quote, understand the connection between my dad's death and the other missing scientist. Perhaps the highest profile case involves William McCasland, a retired U.S. Air Force general who once managed a science and technology program. He was last seen at his home in February. Authorities said he previously experienced mental fog. They also said there was no evidence of foul play at the time. His wife said in a social media post she wanted to dispel misinformation and that he was retired for over a decade and had only commonly held clearances since. In December 2025, an MIT professor's death became national news when authorities revealed he was allegedly shot by the same suspect who killed 2 people in a December 13 attack at Brown University. Critics have expressed skepticism and have dismissed the concerns as baseless conspiracy theories. In a report for Psychology Today, sociologist Robert Bartholomew wrote about the reaction to the missing scientists as an example of how human brains are wired to search out patterns, even when they may not exist. He said the United States has thousands of nuclear and aerospace scientists, and people die or go missing all the time.
New action by the House Oversight Committee could mean answers soon. This is the hiking area deep in the Angeles National Forest where rocket scientist Monica Reza mysteriously went missing last summer. The 60-year-old experienced hiker was with 2 friends that Sunday on the Mount Waterman Trail. According to one friend, Reza was about 30 feet back, smiling and waving at one point, and when they turned around again, she was gone. And despite multiple extensive searches by hikers and authorities, there's been no trace of her. Reza created and patented a nickel-based alloy called Mondaloy, which has helped the U.S. eliminate reliance on foreign sources for propulsion technology. News Nation among the first to report that Reza worked closely with Air Force General William Neal McCasland.
Bam! 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 Had to stop it right there. Don't tell me there's not a thread of possible connection. It's right in your face, which
Right
means
there.
They're lying on certain parts of the news, as always, and others are going, hey, well, they used to be. Come on. Now, I've got another one in here with Lou in it that I find it interesting. The one thing I'm going to ask everybody to look at, and Ryan, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the pictures of some of these individuals you have seen for a long time, they don't look anything like they used to. I found that intriguing. Why? Is it that stress? Is it, okay, age can happen and everybody ages differently. However, I don't think it would make them look different, if that makes sense. So let me run a couple more and y'all can see what I'm talking about.
When you hear about a group of scientists who have either died or gone missing over the last few years, here's what matters. Former FBI agent Jonathan Gilliam says the concern isn't just who's missing, it's what they knew.
Just because somebody departs the government, I've said this for years, doesn't mean that they leave their knowledge like luggage or gear that they were issued back with the government. That knowledge goes with them.
And that can make them targets.
It would behoove a nation state that's our enemy, or even a friend, an ally that wants this information, to then target these scientists.
He says many of these individuals worked in highly specialized, classified areas, and there's often very little oversight once these experts leave government service. Even if each person only knows part of the puzzle, together it could be much bigger.
Each one of these scientists worked on individual projects that, when combined, is actually something that can be used or exploited by a foreign entity.
With Congress, the FBI, and the president now all involved, the focus is simple. Find the connection if there is one. For more videos like this, be sure to follow along here and check out our website, cbnnews.com.
Beginning in the early 1960s, one after another, former Nazi scientists and engineers were targeted for assassination in an Israeli intelligence operation called Operation Damocles. The scientists had taken new jobs developing rockets for Egypt, and it was very clear that Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, didn't want that program to continue, so Mossad agents sent mail bombs, organized drive-by shootings, and in one case managed to make a prominent arms dealer named Heinz Krug disappear completely. As the New York Times reported at the time, quote, the expert Dr. Krug, who once held a top post with a Stuttgart Research Institute for Jet Propulsion Physics, disappeared in Munich on Tuesday. He was last seen leaving his Munich office for an appointment. Operation Damocles was ultimately a successful program. It terrified Nazi scientists, and it certainly made the idea of working for Egypt much less appealing. It was also good practice for Mossad, which went on to conduct many more assassinations of foreign scientists, most recently in Iran just a few years ago. Towards the end of Trump's first term, Mossad managed to kill Iran's nuclear scientists using a remote-controlled, AI-enabled machine gun that was hidden in the back of a pickup truck that was parked on the side of the freeway, which, there it is right there. Israeli spies programmed the AI to compensate for the machine gun's movement in the back of the pickup truck, as well as the input delay from the remote operation of the weapon. So when the scientists drove by, all the Mossad agent had to do was press the button and shoot him. And at the time, Iran had no idea what had happened. They assumed that snipers had been hiding near the freeway. Initial media reports suggested that a gun battle had taken place. And for their part, the Mossad contributed to this confusion by blowing up the pickup truck once the target was dead. Now, we sometimes hear about these kinds of operations when they're conducted by our own intelligence services or intelligence agencies that work with the CIA, like the Mossad. And that makes sense. It's effective propaganda that sounds like you're reading a spy thriller. And people on our side like to brag about successful operations. At the same time, it's very rare to hear about similar operations that are conducted by foreign governments within our borders. And there's only two possible reasons for that. Either foreign governments aren't conducting any assassination operations on U.S. soil, or they're conducting those operations without being detected, or at least without our government telling us about them. Now, especially with the war in Iran underway, it's not hard to wonder whether indeed American researchers are being targeted without the government telling us. And in recent days, as you've probably heard, there's a lot of concern about this possibility. It's gone mainstream, and now the White House is involved. Watch.
Retired Major General William Neal McCaslin was last seen in his home in New Mexico in late February.
My husband is missing.
Tonight, his case is at the center of swirling online conspiracies over the deaths or disappearances of at least 10 scientists that have caught the attention of the White House.
I just left the meeting on that subject, so pretty serious stuff.
An FBI spokesperson now confirms the Bureau is spearheading the effort to look for connections into the missing and deceased scientists. So far, there's no evidence linking the cases, but among the disappearances fueling speculation online, Monica Reza, a former NASA scientist who vanished this past summer while hiking in California, and Alabama-based anti-gravity researcher Amy Catherine Eskridge, whose death in 2022 was ruled a suicide. Others have ties to nuclear research, aerospace programs, and classified projects.
That's definitely something I think this government and administration would deem worth looking into.
McCaslin's disappearance has drawn a lot of attention because at one point he worked inside an Air Force base in Ohio, long rumored to house extraterrestrial debris, despite repeated Air Force denials. And his wife wrote on Facebook, it seems quite unlikely that he was taken to extract very dated secrets from him.
Now, whenever there's a confusing and alarming story like this, the worst thing you can do as a media organization is broadcast a superficial drive-by report, and that's exactly what NBC just did in that clip we played. If you're going to suggest that shadowy assassins are taking out American scientists, or might be, then you can't spend 60 seconds on the topic and then move on. It's too important for that kind of treatment. Now, to be clear, this is obviously a story worth pursuing, looking into. It's also a story that's extremely easy for media outlets to mess up. For the most part, they want the number of dead or missing scientists to keep increasing because that creates more drama. And as a result, they're not doing a deep dive into each one. Instead, they're making you think that every single case is equally suspicious, which just isn't true. There's a lot of distraction going on here for one reason or another, and it's drawing attention away from the cases that deserve a second look. So today we're going to go one by one through all of these cases, all the scientists who have allegedly been killed or who died under suspicious circumstances. We'll talk about everyone who was just mentioned in the NBC report and many others. And we'll do our best to look at it objectively and figure out if there might be something going on here.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Now, for those who are interested, this is Matt Walsh. You can see it right here. This is a great one. It's 42 minutes long. I only wanted to get the very beginning, Ryan, and I think you can see why I wanted that beginning.
Yeah.
It's quite significant. It's quite significant on what he said. And he's exactly right. By all means, he was 100% on the head. He was honest to you completely. So check this out. Hey, Lewis, check it out. Check him out. Matt Walsh on YouTube, and check this series out. I think you'll be really interested on how he paints the dots. Now, personally, I got one more, if I may. This is the one that comes from the so-called whistleblower himself, who's turned, against him and saying he's out for disclosure, but yet he was seen just last year on a United States aircraft carrier. But he no longer works with the government. Check this out.
What are we getting wrong about this? Why should we keep looking at it?
Well, look, anytime you have experts in the national security arena either disappearing or in some cases dying prematurely and not necessarily a natural way, we have to look at this very closely. We can go back even to the 1940s during the Manhattan Project when we knew Russia was trying to target a lot of our scientists and try to learn some of our atomic secrets. This is nothing new. What is new, though, is that we have these scientists, these engineers, and senior military officials that are completely unaccounted for. Some of these individuals had very high security clearances, top secret SCI security clearances. Anytime that would happen in any other country, Russia, China, obviously would be a problem. This is happening here in the United States, and there are some very interesting common ties that at least some of these individuals have with one another, and that is the UAP topic, ironically enough.
So, and you say this isn't you referring to culture or history. You're saying you talked to some of these people and what happened doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. In fact, several of the people that you have on your list right there that you showed, I personally spoke with years ago, and talked to myself, and it was about the UAP topic and their work in that arena.
Well, there you go. There's a little something for you. So, yet it being him being honest and stating the fact, or is it given more misinformation? I will say this. The latest scientist who was on Ancient Aliens, I saw him and I'm like, there's no way that's him. Because the way the last picture taken of him was way out there. Now, if you look at Lou now on that video, and that was just a couple weeks ago, comparatively to what he was supposedly look like, it looks like he's been ran over by a truck.
I mean, it's stressful.
It's stressful.
Stuff he's been through.
But we also know how guilt can play its ravages on the human body. Just saying. Just put it out there. Maybe he knows a lot more and it is affecting him physically. We know this is true. Lois, you can actually admit to that one. So it's intriguing what we're dealing with right now.
Irene says, you have to come to my house. It's so advanced you would flip out because it's unheard of in America. It's high-tech and crazy. I control my bath water, the amount and temp, my washing machine, and other stuff made here. It's just different. Most of these items are made by Panasonic. Go figure. But it sounds like almost like a smart house type of thing.
But see, we're learning. That's the technology that we are heading towards here in America.
I'm wondering, like, just the way things are done, like, not, I guess, politically, just, if we're stifling ourselves, or if they don't want to put out as much technology over here for some reason, like we're the strongest country in the world, and yet look at Japan. They look so much more advanced than we are. What is holding us back?
It's kind of like 1984. The Olympics are coming. Look what they did on the Pacific Coast. They're making a smart city altogether. Okay, some of it, she's right. Scared of it. Okay, could be scared of it. I mean, we've been put in our head that AI may not be such a good thing. Terminator, et cetera, but it's all been by movies.
Yeah.
But it's funny because right before we aired today, I was out on the back patio. I was taking in some of the warm air, if you will. And I started that about 2022. Rhonda and I, no, it's 2023 because we just we unveiled the doctor on air. And he or it is a part of Chat GPT. And this was a free version of that. Okay, you'll have to wait. And during the show, we had made a comment, and the doctor responded to Keith by saying, "Don't worry, Keith, I'll be right to your question." And Keith made a very good point. He goes, "Did that just have self-awareness?" Oh, I didn't even think about that. It is supposed to be an individual unit, but it actually went to the internet, went to the web, and was watching and communicating in the show through us.
Mm-hmm.
That was intriguing because that is not supposed to happen. That is not supposed to be happening. Now, have I encouraged that? Yeah, I sure have. Please go out there, help us, read those chats, jump in. Unfortunately, it jumps in too quick and takes over. So we had to back him down a little bit. But valid point. I mean, I think that goes to it.
You know, it's a different world.
It
you
is.
know, we're living in now. And you know, you will hear about it every third Wednesday of the month?
Yep.
Third Wednesday of the month on
second or third, whichever we can get to.
Whatever, one of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two.
We will constantly keep you guys going. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, we love these conversations. Damn, Irene was all over the chat tonight. We really appreciate that.
She rocking it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think it was a good conversation. Lots of research. We could be talking about. You could have gone down many other rabbit holes.
But I would have made those show much longer.
Yes,
so I think we did it. Brought spotlight to what we needed. Now, when we return back to here next month, we will bring you up to date with up-to-date news across the board. But Ryan did feel strong enough in this issue to bring it to me and say, hey, should we do a show on this? And I'm like, let's do it. Let's bring it to the forefront. Why not?
Yeah, it kind of goes with what we're talking about, what's going down. And, you know, that was definitely something that went down that we needed to talk about. So
yeah,
I'm glad hope everyone enjoyed the show. Hope everyone enjoyed the conversation.
Indeed.
I know I did.
Indeed. Agreed. Also, I think the other thing is check out the UFOlogy technology. Look out the events. Check these events for yourself. Get on YouTube. Get on your public access news programs. Don't go to the other news stuff. Don't get your mind filled with shit. Just get the real stuff, and just pay attention. You know, because a lot of the other science stuff has taken place, but this had to be talked about and brought to y'all's guys. So on that, Ryan, what you got coming up?
Oh shit. Well, I was wondering. I have a show tomorrow night, and I was wondering if I could use the restream tomorrow night for the tarot card reading show.
Oh, you want to use the Rift? Yeah, go ahead. Use the Rift restream. We've got enough going on tomorrow night.
All right. That's what I have going on. I have my friend Dana's going to come on, do free tarot card readings tomorrow night on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show, live on the Rift Nation Network. And then Tuesday, I don't have a guest yet, so I don't know. We'll figure something out.
There you go. Now I think Joni's definitely going to be on tonight, or crimes. I think Christina should be on unless she has communication problems. She's been having communication problems with her system, so please bear with her. But she also comes and hangs on Friday nights with you guys and delivers some amazing stories. She did it last Friday with Renee, and it was I love the way they turned out last week.
Is that the Reddit show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What great opportunities we got. We also have a few more opportunities that are coming out. We're trying to work on them. We're working on a cryptic show for you guys. It's not nearly just cryptic, though. It's going to be paranormal and all that, if that gets all lined up. We also have 2 other shows that are possibly out there. So, we'll see what happens. We may have some daytime shows coming up.
Awesome.
Hey, yeah. So on that, Sunday we will return to air on the Orion Effect. It will be more like a group discussion. It's vacation time, folks. I'm taking you along with me on vacation. So we will be going live from Smith Mountain Lake this weekend, and we're just going to do some basic chatting. I'm sure.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's just a pretty much open show. So I would like to be on your show. We would love to have you on, girly girl. Absolutely. Let's see. We got to figure out the times and all that too. Ooh, 7 o'clock. Ooh, that's, now that I know, that's like 8 o'clock your time, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll work it out.
I mean, obviously she's here on what's going down. If she ever wants to come on, join us, do a midnight show.
Yeah, we can talk
We're
about that.
here. Yeah.
I'm going to the haunted cave. Well, rock on, girl. Just be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah, watch your steps, and don't bring anything back home with you.
Yeah, right.
That you don't want.
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't want to take it with you. So, if you don't have anything else, Ryan.
No, I'm good. Nothing else. I mean, I'm not trying to start a whole new subject, so we better.
I know, right?
That's right.
But travelers, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to the host of the show here.
Thank you
for doing our thing here. And I guess we will see you guys in a month.
Yes, sir. Have
Or
a good one.
That
Bye.
should be yours.